Hello, welcome back to the woods. And welcome back to a little, well, re-review of an item that I originally reviewed 5 years ago. And that item is this. And this is the Trailhawk from Cold Steel. Not only am I going to review it, but I'm also going to tell you why I think this is a brilliant piece of kit for bushcraft. Now, as I said, this isn't the first time that I've reviewed this little item. The original one was 5 years ago, and that's not the length of time I've had it. I worked it out, and I actually had this for about 17 years. So in that time, I've got to know this item very well. What I've also got to do is test lots of other similar items. And I'm going to tell you why this one, well, this one is one of those items that I always reach for, because, well, I'm going to tell you why in a bit. I won't give it all away just yet. So the specs on this little item, well, as I said, it's made by Cold Steel. They are mass produced in the Far East. I think it's China, could be Taiwan. And when you initially get them, the head is covered in a thick black horrible paint, and it comes with a hickory handle, which is quite good quality, and it's considerably longer. I shortened this one down because I didn't like the longer handle. Weight wise, it comes in at 373 grams, and that is for just the head. That doesn't include the handle, but that is still quite a lightweight package. The cutting edge on there, as you can see, is about 2.5 inches. On the back, it has a hammer pole, and it doesn't come with a mask. You have to buy one of those separately. This isn't a Cold Steel one. This is one that my brother made up for me. Cost wise, currently in the UK, well, I looked at, there's various prices and various postage rates. If you add the two together, the average price seems to be about £44, including postage. So cost wise, well, they're not a bad option. Weight wise, they're not a bad option. But how do they perform? So in use, if you look at Cold Steel's website, I don't know what it's like nowadays, but I remember looking at them on their website years ago, and there was a video of their hawks being thrown, driven through car doors, skulls, all sorts of things. All those things you're going to use it for in bushcraft. I tend to use it for, well, the sort of stuff that probably you're going to be using it for too. Splitting down small bits of wood, and I would say probably no more than the thickness of your wrist. That's what it's going to take. I've used it for harvesting things, so if I'm taking small saplings and things down, it's absolutely ideal. It's got that very narrow blade, and it's pretty good for that. I have thrown it. I don't particularly like throwing any axes or any tool indeed, but yeah, you can use it for that if you wish to. The hammer on the end, well, I've used it for hammering nails in, but most of the time it tends to get used for, well, hammering in tent pegs if I need to, if the ground is particularly hard. But as a general light duty bushcraft type tool, it's not bad. And that is where it seems to get a bit of a bad rep. A lot of people say, well, it's not like the Grand Swordsbrooks. No, it's not. It's a tomahawk. It's not an axe, and when we use it, we should use it like a tomahawk. And in the 17 years that I've had it, well, that's what we'll go into next. So when using it, as I said, because this is a tomahawk, we modify our way of using it. Where normally with an axe, when you chop into things, you would chop 1, 2, 1, 2, and you keep working in from the sides. With this, you work slightly differently. I tend to cut down in small shavings, because this, narrow blade can get bound up, so I go down 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I can put a horizontal cut in to chip the pieces out, and it works very well. As I said, if I'm taking small saplings because I want to make pot hangers and things, this is great. If I want to split wood with it, well, as I said, I'm probably not going to go for anything that's more than the thickness of my wrist. A 2.5 inch bit will work very, very well for that. But it also has other uses, because what I tend to do when I'm out is, well, I don't actually carry the handle. I carry just the hook in its head. That only weighs 373 grams and it's small enough to fit in a pocket. I can't do that with my Gransfors Brook small forest axe. So this is nice and discreet. I can carry it with me, it doesn't weigh very much. Even if I'm only using a haversack, it still fits in there. As far as crafting a handle goes, it doesn't take very long, literally about 10 minutes, and I've got a handle if I need it. A lot of the time, well, I just use this and a batten, and I can use that for splitting wood. I tend to use mine, well, if I'm carrying a small folding knife, like my Opinel, because I wouldn't split wood with my Opinel, but I can easily split wood with these. As far as crafting goes, well, yeah, it's not the ideal for crafting spoons and cooksers, etc. But it can be done, and it can be done fairly quickly. It will, if you put a handle on it, or even if you don't put a handle on it, it will also shave up a feather stick. Its shape makes it very good if you're doing things like harvesting birch bark, because you can cut down through the birch bark, and then you can use this in underneath like a spatula, and you can work that bark off. So actually, this is, no, it's not an axe. It's a whole lot more than an axe. It's super portable, super useful, and cost wise, oh yeah, they have gone up, 44 quid now. I think I paid about £30 for it when they originally came out. I know stateside, for those of you over in the States, these are, yeah, I think as cheap as chips, good old English saying, and they are a great item. A couple of things to be aware of. When you first get them, as well as having a long handle, they also have a little grub screw. You don't need the grub screw, get rid of it. It's a tomahawk. It's designed to fit onto a stick in the same way that you would put a pickaxe head onto a helve. These work the same. Literally, all you do is drop it on, tap it against something hard, and you've got something good to go. As I said, you can fashion a helve out of pretty much any green wood. If you are carrying just the head, as long as you've got a pruning saw and a pocket knife, you can knock a helve up in about 10 minutes. It's that easy. Yeah, it will shrink, but you're probably only going to use it that once for whatever the job is that you requires a handle. Sometimes, if I've got quite a lot of wood to split to get my fire going, then that's just what I might do, is make a helve, and then I can use it for quickly splitting through the wood. It's certainly quicker than just using it on its own, tapping in through the top. So it's a very lightweight, very versatile tool, and if, like me, you practice, well, what I think of as discreet bushcraft, where I don't want to cause a whole lot of impact on the world around me, this is a very good little option. It limits what you can do. It limits the damage you can do. And it's a lightweight option to carry. And I think it's a great item, and certainly worth you going and checking out. And this isn't something I've been sent for review. I bought it with my hard-earned cash 17 years ago. and I've used an awful lot of other cutting tools on the stick since. And this one, as I said, is the one that I often reach for, more often than pretty much all of the others. So there you go, that is my little update on the Cold Steel Trailhawk. I think they're a great item. Go and check them out. Now, in other news, over in the Greencraft Shop, well, you'll probably notice I'm sporting one of the new Greencraft t-shirts, and they are flying out the door. Pop over and check them out. Also, while you're looking down there at the Greencraft Shop, you'll also find other things like my Greencraft patches. There's also my little survival necklaces, another great lightweight option and discreet for when you're out in the woods practicing your discreet bushcraft. There's also my cuts kits, my fire pouches, and there's going to be another couple of new items going up. The first one is one of these. This is my little racing spoon, complete with Greencraft logo and Greencraft on it. And the other one, well, it's something I need your advice on, really. And it is these. And these are my little logo patches. Now, a lot of people asked about the leather ones, and I did a run of the leather ones for a while. They were quite expensive, I thought, but they cost me quite a lot to get done. Also, I think I'm on number 2. I made the mistake of washing a cap still with the leather logo patch on it, and it shrank, so I had to replace it with another one. So I've got these done up, and these are faux leather patches, and they've got the stitch marks running around the outside. They are not going to shrink. They weather pretty well from what I've seen, and also these ones are heat activated, so you can put them on stuff and iron them on, I think it is, and they will then stick to whatever it is, whether it's your cap, whether it's your Bergen, smock, whatever. Or, as I said, you can just stitch it on if you prefer that. So what do you think? Should I get a load of these done up? Let me know. Make a comment in the description box down below. Yeah, see what you think. Anyway, I think that's everything. I've been Neil, and until next time, stay safe in the woods.